cab over, which we didn't really get in this country. Had a few of these trucks, but not many. Most of them were destroyed after the war. These three that are in the back of the shed, which you probably can't see, are imports from Nevada.
Right. So what have you done on the back?
The back's 3.5 inch polished stainless thick wall tube with a 2x2 blue steel frame underneath that checker plate, which is now covered with crap. It's 9 foot long.
So what's this one over at the back here, which I'm panning around to now? What's this one here?
That's one of the other trucks that come from Nevada. In the corner is Darren's 51 Diamond T, which was a prime mover, and we're shortening it up.
And the one over here?
And the other one you see there is the other Nevada truck. And the one right over in the corner belongs to Brian.
What's he doing with that?
40 model Jail Bar, which is now a 40 model Mercury.
What's Darren doing with this one?
Darren's truck is built on a C20 Chevy chassis, which we've modified. It's running a big block 7.4 litre motor, just to use that extra bit of fuel. And Turbo 700, modified Chevy front suspension and modified Chevy rear suspension with a Chevy diff. It will be a dually truck. The diff at the front of the shed belongs to that truck. This truck here with the stainless steel back on it is a shortened up Chevy C30 chassis, shortened by 4 foot, so it's not too big.
Right.
It's running a 350 Chev motor with a 5-speed tricked up Chevy automatic out of the States.
What's under this cover here? Oh, just a bin, is it?
Under the cover is the repaired mudguards for said truck.
So they're a metal and you just done?
They're metal. They were in pretty bad condition, pretty knocked around. When the trucks were imported, they got pretty badly damaged. They lifted the trucks with forklifts, so we've just been repairing the guards. They're all okay now, ready to just for undercut, so it'll look like the rest of the truck. Yeah.
So this diff out here belongs to
the diff out there belongs to the Diamond T,
which is the one over in the corner.
Yep. It's another truck diff. If you look inside that truck, you'll see a 350 Chev motor, which is a crate. Inside the truck is a 350 Chev crate motor, just 300 horsepower crate motor, brand new. So it's not a rebuilt motor.
So why have you gone to that rather than just it's like a rebuilt motor?
Mainly because of price. They're cheap.
Oh, how much?
They're about $2.5 for a brand new motor.
Okay.
Mind you, that motor I didn't pay $2.5 for it.
Uh-huh.
A friend of mine bought that motor and then had a problem with it and took the guy to court over said motor. Turned out to be not a lot wrong with it, but the guy had to pay him out anyway, so I bought the motor off him and we fixed the minor problem.
So
bent push rod.
So was this particular car vehicle, was it basically a timber framed out before you?
Timber frame. The motor should sit up here. The motor should sit here. If you have a look in one of the other cabs, you'll see that the motor sits here.
Okay.
And so we've moved the motor to mid-engine.
Right. And that what you've got there now is more or less where the seat is.
Yep, that's the seat base. All that framework you can see in the brackets that hold down the two seats. The front seat's the middle seat over the top of the air cleaner is a jump seat.
Okay.
So that comes out so you can check the motor.
And so it's a 3-seater more or less in the front.
It's 3-seater in the front.
And it's whole body's now steeled out.
Body's steeled out. Most of that framework in there is just so that you'll be able to get boards in it for your trimming, but also to help with the strength of the things.
And was this cut down?
No,
so it's not a cut down.
Not chopped.
But this one over here, this one over here,
one over here We'll be running 101 inch wheelbase, or maybe 93 inch wheelbase, which will be a 1.5 foot shorter than this.
Yeah.
It'll be mid-engine similar to this,
Yep.
but I'm going to chop it 5 inches, and we're just going to turn that truck into a cartoon character.
Okay, would be interesting.
It's just going to look like something off a cartoon. It'll be painted flat purple, but a really, really dark purple, almost black, like the inside of a vampire's coat. And we'll paint one side of the truck with, underneath the purple, we'll paint one side of the truck with red, and the other side of the truck with blue, and then we're going to rub through. So when you look at one side, it'll rub through the purple, it will be red, and on the other side you rub through, it'll be blue.
Okay, it'll be interesting. It'll be
So
pretty,
we'll red and blue
real
make
fun,
purple.
a real fun car.
Yeah, so that one's... We're going to build a pickup bed for it and put huge guards in the back, so it's just going to look like a cartoon character. It'll probably run airbags, so when you get out of that truck it'll look like it's broken and it'll just sit in the ground. The wheels will tuck up underneath the guards, it'll look like it's broken.
Okay, we'll just go over and have a look at the inside to see how it is. So this is what the original inside was of the truck.
This is left-hand drive, original, and it's just got a late model seat sitting in there at the minute, but that big hump you see with the great hole, that's where the motor sat. If you can have a look down here where the steering column is, you can see that would have been difficult to drive because there's just no foot room in there at all. And the reason that the motors were pushed that far forward is because they never had things like thermofans, so they weren't able to mount the radiators anywhere other than right next to the fan from the motor. Whereas these days we can mount the radiators wherever we like and put the motors anywhere. But the reason I'm putting the motor back under the seats is to put all the weight into the middle of the chassis, so the car will be mid-engine, be weighted really well. But this one here, this will end up being a cartoon character, for sure. 5 inch chop out of here. So we're probably going to chop it to something like that much out of it through here. So you definitely won't be able to see it. It will be like sitting in a Sherman tank with 2 slits for windscreens.